Alright guys, so we're back out here on the range with the B22 Precision. This is part of my starting over series. I've actually had this gun on the range 2 other times. So far we haven't been able to zero it because of the group size. But in the first episode we brought it out here. We shot a couple of groups. We wasn't able to zero it. We wasn't happy with the group size. So we brought it out here a second time after scrubbing the barrel. And we shot a few more groups. It was looking better, still not great. We tested torque, we tested different ammo and lots. This is the third time out on the range. I actually need to zero it today for shooting a match this weekend. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to zero it for you guys. Stick around and let's see if we can zero it. I'm actually gonna film it all through the scope here, so you'll be seeing it live through the scope as I zero the rifle real quick. I'm running the new Arken EP5 with the TOR reticle in it. A lot of times in the precision rifle world, the reticle can make or break your scope setup. It doesn't matter how good the glass is in the precision rifle world. When you're trying to hold a 1/10, 2/10, or 3/10 of wind on these teeny tiny little targets at distance, having those precise measurement holes makes a big difference in your scope. So if you haven't seen the new TOR reticle in the new Arken EP5 series, you guys need to go check it out. But I'm going to be showing it to you today through the reticle as we zero this rifle. So stick around. So I've twisted on these turrets a few times since the last time we had it out here. So I'm just going to go directly for the middle of the paper for the first round. Alright, so it did not hit the board. If that round is it, which I do not know if it is or not, or maybe that one. So let me do 6/10 low, or actually I'm just going to go at the bottom of the paper low. That covers anything above the reticle. Alright, y'all see it up there at the very top? So going at the bottom of the paper covered everything. Looks like covered about 9/10 of elevation. So from the bottom of the paper to the dot, it's going to be 7 3/4 down. Alright, so back to the middle of the paper. Perfect. Look at that. 3 shots, we're in the zero. Let's see what kind of group we can get. Wow. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, this is the best group that I've ever gotten out of this gun. That's crazy. So the first shot I missed. The paper, I didn't know where it was. So I held at the bottom of the paper, hit the top of the paper, made a quick adjustment, went right to the, centered it up within that first adjustment, and put up one of the most impressive groups that I've gotten so far out of this rifle, and that's actually at 50 yards. So I'm not even shooting the 25-yard target like we've done in the past. That's 50 yards. Alright guys, so now that we got this rifle zeroed in close to where we want to be, I want to go ahead and show you guys how you reset the turrets and use the zero stop on this new Arken EP5 with the TOR reticle. I've had this Arken on the channel, but not the TRO reticle yet. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to reset the zero. So the scope comes with this tool. So once you get the rifle where you think it's going to be zero, you need to go ahead and slip the rings. On the rings, there's these little screws here. You use the included tool, and you just want to loosen those screws up a little bit. So there's actually 3 of them. If you can't see it, sometimes if you loosen up 2, it will start moving, but you loosen up the 3 screws and you just twist the turret back till it's zeroed and you tighten it back down. It's that simple. Nothing to it. That's zeroing our windage real quick. So now I'm going to go ahead and zero the elevation turret. Same. You just loosen these out. So when you tighten these up, it doesn't take a lot of torque. You just have to slightly hand tighten them. You don't want to over torque or mar up the inside of the scope or strip out the screws. But just go ahead, put the zero on the zero. This is the Kenton Industries turret strips. If you haven't seen me showing you guys these yet, go check them out. But line up your zero, tighten down your set screws. Like I said, not a lot of torque. There's 3 of them. So once you get your zero reset back, then you want to use this gold screw in the front and the screw on top that says zero stop. So you want to unlock the zero stop with this gold screw in the front. You just twist it out. And then what you want to do is you want to twist down your zero stop. What this is going to allow you to do is you'll be able to always dial back down and stop on zero as it says. It's the zero stop. So you dial up to 200 yards. Once you get done, you can dial back down to zero and always know where your zero is going to be. But basically you tighten this down until it touches. You don't have to have any pressure on it. Just when it touches, you're good. And then tighten the set screw back down so that your zero stop screw doesn't twist out. And then you can dial up to whatever you want. When you dial back down, it's always going to stop at the zero mark. This is a very high-end feature on a very budget-friendly scope. This scope packs a lot of bang for your buck. So if you're looking for a long-range precision scope or just a good scope in general, go check out Arken Optics. I can actually probably put a link to this scope if you guys just want to purchase. But that's the zero stop. We got it set. Alright guys, so now that we got the rifle zeroed, I actually put down a very good group for this rifle so far. The best group yet at 50 yards. So I'm very impressed with this thing this morning. And I just showed you guys how to reset the turrets and run your zero stop down. So now we're going to put some more rounds in. And we're going to just work through some different targets and confirm that we did get a good zero. So now, since I know that the zero is going to be pretty close, I'm actually going to go and just start from the top target. Well, not as good as the first group. But it's actually doing better than it's ever done before. Maybe it just needed broke in or something. I don't want to jinx it, but it's not doing too terribly bad. I can actually work with that. And it's running smooth. I don't, knock on wood, no malfunctions yet. It's running smooth. We'll see this weekend. We're going to put this thing to the test and put it through a match tomorrow. I'm just going to keep running a few groups, and I'm going to actually go down to the next row. Not too bad, but let me just work through these last, looks like 20 rounds left. I'll give you guys a few more groups, and then we'll end off this video and continue our starting over series. If you guys like this series so far, go ahead and let me know. If you guys have any suggestions for this series, go ahead and let me know. I'm going to just go down to the next row. Man. Not a bad 10-shot group. I'll measure these groups or film these groups a little closer for you guys. But I can actually work with that. It's probably close to a ½ inch or so at 50 yards. One more 10-shot group. Just go down to the next row. No, I dropped one. Listen guys, that I can work with. So really relieved a lot of stress with those groups. We can actually work with this. So that's going to be it. I knocked out 50 rounds, zeroing this thing, showing you guys through the scope, me shooting, showing you guys the zero stop feature. So stick around. The next episode is probably going to be me going and shooting the match and showing you that footage. And then we'll go into an episode of my thoughts on the rifle so far, a review of what we've got so far after the match and how it did on the match. So we still continue in this episode. So if you haven't seen the starting of the episode, go back and start over and start watching it from the beginning. So until next time, I'll see you guys on the range.